theorysabers.com.
Hey guys, how are you? I'm in Miami right now and we have some information regarding Hayden Christensen has canceled a Comic-Con appearance over night shoots, and we're hoping that it means he has a bigger Ahsoka Season 2 role, says the article.
Yeah, no kidding.
Hayden Christensen has dropped out of a Comic-Con appearance in the UK, and the article quotes this. Unfortunately, Hayden Christensen has nighttime film shoots over the weekend of our convention, Comic-Con Manchester shared on Twitter. He is known for his reliability in this industry and certainly someone who wouldn't cancel unless he had no other option. Sadly, this is the case in this instance, and he has sent his apologies to you all. So, I don't know if they were even supposed to reveal that kind of information, but that means that they're definitely finally starting to go ahead and film a bunch of Star Wars stuff, because it seems like it's been pretty dead as of late. Like, we got Andor Season 2, which is like it, and before that, like the Bad Batch Season 2, which was fine, but I mean, it's not anything really that crazy to talk about. So,
if Mace was a step big when he got thrown out of the window, Coruscant would look like Alderaan.
We got Ahsoka Season 2 coming. We have 3 movies in development, plus the Rey movie, which is like now been shelved again, coming out maybe 2028, 2029, or maybe even not at all. I don't really know. But I'm thinking the reason that they are doing these like very quick, very impromptu, where he has to cancel set, like Hayden obviously is like a big attraction to all these different conventions and stuff. So for him to have to cancel and break contract because he has to film for Disney, like they clearly got him out of something, right? To be able to go and film. So what is this emergency shoot that he had to do? It was clearly something quite profound and important. Now, look, back in the day, I used to be extremely excited when they would have all these characters back. Like the idea of even Hayden being in Star Wars was not really a thing until what? Kenobi or something like that, 2022, 2023. And up until that point, it was like they need to put Hayden back in Star Wars. Now they're putting him back in Star Wars, and I'm like, they just jangle keys. And this is the thing. It's like the first time I see all these like Qui-Gon, Liam Neeson, Ewan, I'm like extremely starstruck, and I'm like, oh my God, it's our heroes, it's our characters that we love. Seeing Luke, oh my God. But then you start to see how they're using these characters, and they're like sidelined. They're like, a voice in Episode 9, and none of it really makes sense. Anakin showing up in the World Between Worlds, which, yeah, who doesn't love a cool fight scene with Anakin and whoever else? But how are they using this character? This is a very important legendary character like Darth Vader. You can't just throw him into scenes and say, look, it's Anakin. Look, it's Qui-Gon. It'll pull on heartstrings, but then you're kind of left afterwards with like, wait, was I emotional because the scene was like amazing and it really evolved his character that George created and it really helped the story? Or was it just like seeing, a photo of an old friend that you thought you might never see again? And when you start to realize that, you're like, oh, okay, well, let's actually look at this from a story perspective. And how does this help Anakin's legacy? How does it help his story? And what's really the point of putting him in there? Is it to increase our understanding of the Force and how the Force works when you become a Force ghost? Is it his involvement with these new characters and how he's helping them? Is it his journey still? Are we still focusing on how he has now ascended beyond the physical realm and into a Force ghost realm that we have no understanding of yet? And they keep changing stuff around. So I think that's something I'm a little bit wary of is, how are they going to be using Anakin? Now, there's that. The other thing is, are they doing flashbacks? And this is the issue that I really have with flashbacks, because they can really muck up what George created, right? For me, the first 6 films are really cemented. They're perfect. George's vision, how it was supposed to be, and that's it. And them going back and doing stuff in between in live action with the actors, to me, is dangerous. It needs to be handled extremely carefully, because you don't know exactly what direction they're going to take, what they're going... Like, for example, Anakin showing up in the World Between Worlds. Personally, I'm not a fan of World Between Worlds. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. I don't like time travel in anything other than Back to the Future. Endgame, for me, was entirely ruined because of this time travel nonsense. It devalues the story, it devalues the characters, and everything that went into making these characters so special to begin with, and their arc and their legacy. He's just, go back in time, whatever. And it didn't really make sense to me that you have him now in this, like, is he the father? Is he, supposed to be some sort of a deity being? Does he have all these abilities now, like that is transcended beyond, a Force ghost that we knew of, that you just show up and you can like sit on a log and talk to Luke or something like Obi-Wan did in Return of the Jedi? Or you now like shooting lightning like Yoda can do and blowing stuff up? Are you now grabbing lightsabers with the Force like Luke could do in Episode 9 and raising X-Wings and stuff like that? And it's like, where does it stop? So my question is, what is his involvement going to be? If it's a Force ghost, okay, what are you going to have him do? Are you going to have him explain his version of things when he was a Jedi versus when he was Darth Vader? That could be cool, but again, extremely sensitive. And I do not trust the Lucasfilm Story Group. When it comes to Dave Filoni on Anakin, again, it's a bit of a mixed bag. And I used to be the biggest Dave Filoni stan, Dave Filoni protector for years. But after seeing, some of the decisions he's made with The Acolyte, I feel a little bit unsure at this point.
A prophecy that misread could have been.
And I'm kind of just waiting to see. I'm waiting to see like what is going to become of this kind of thing. Like what direction is he going to take? For example, Mando 3, and this is something you guys talk to me about a lot at conventions, is like Mando 3 and Acolyte and Boba Fett. And it's like, how do you take such L's when you had such great beginnings of Mando 1, Mando 2 even? To me, it makes no sense. And it seems to be they're following this common theme of just constant, it's the same old thing. Of there's this guy who used to be, disillusioned, was weak, didn't train, blah, blah, blah. Finally trains, becomes stronger, whether it be Obi-Wan, Luke, Anakin, Boba Fett, whoever, Han Solo. And then in the new Disney stuff, they strip him away of all of these accolades, all of these awards, and they either will give him an apprentice, like Ahsoka gets Sabine, or who outshines them always, or Boba gets Fennec, who outshines him, or Obi-Wan basically gets, sidelined by Reva, who like outshines him for most of the show. Mando with Grogu. Luke got outshined by Rey. Han Solo was degraded to just a loser, essentially a deadbeat dad, lame husband. It's I don't know what they're going to do and what they're doing. So that's really my concern and my question. And we'll see what happens. But anyways, for them to do these kinds of shoots, this video has kind of evolved into more of a theory and more of an explanation of my fears of what they're going to do with these legendary characters, because they're truly, like, super important. Like, you can't just throw them in there and be like, oh, here he is. Oh, he looks cool. So that's my thoughts on that. But clearly they needed him for something pretty important. I wonder what that is. Flashback? Maybe. Who knows? I know a lot of you guys don't even want him anymore in the Disney stuff because you're just so fearful of what they're going to do. I'm happy that he's just getting work again. I'm happy that he's getting to be in Star Wars again. I'm happy that we at least get to see him. But I am always, as a fan, I'm wary that what are they going to do with his character? So that's why I always just revert back to 1 to 6 and see kind of how that goes. But anyways, didn't want to turn this into a rant, but I think a lot of you appreciate it, and a lot of you like the sentiments. So hope you're all having a great day. I'm going to head to the convention now and see you guys, and I will catch you all in the next video. Love you all. Hope you enjoyed the previous videos with Nick Gillard. So those are out. Go check them out if you haven't already. Later.